What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I'm gonna check out the real reason why everyone loves Liv Morgan so much. Now, this is I guess you could say a video that's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't remember, a few years ago, I wasn't the biggest Liv Morgan fan. I just didn't really care too much about her character. Wasn't the biggest fan of her booking. I knew she had a big cult fan, like a fan base, but I just wasn't the biggest fan. I just didn't care for her as much. But once she essentially turned heel, even though she has justifiable reasons of why she attacked and turned on Rhea, or whatever you want to call it, because she essentially was being bullied by Rhea. Once she came back and had her Live Revenge tour, I started loving what she was doing, bro. I started loving her character more than anything else. It made sense on why she had that character switch. I also started enjoying her in-ring ability. I felt like her in-ring ability matched her character, and it was working for me. And Liv has become one of the best in WWE right now. That's the crazy thing. And it just shows that, over time, you can actually end up, being a fan of someone, that you wasn't the biggest fan of, but they started to grow on you with their character change and how they've been booked and presented. I ain't gonna lie to you. Liv is, she's a fan favorite. More people are starting to rock with her, and I can buy into her more because of what they've done with her character switch. It's actually been pretty good. So for me personally, it's been a long time coming, but I wanted to check this out, see what was the things that really, kind of had that switch for Liv Morgan to get this popularity rise. Want to see what they come up with. Appreciate all love and support. Let's go down memory lane and, show Liv Morgan some love, man.
Immediately sensed something distinct in her. When Liv Morgan first appeared in WWE, fans immediately sensed something distinct in her presentation. It wasn't just her athleticism or in-ring prowess, though both have steadily evolved over the years. What struck audiences early was an underdog energy that felt genuine, raw, and unmanufactured in an industry often dominated by larger-than-life caricatures. Her journey from New Jersey waitress to WWE superstar mirrored the dreams of many watching from their couches, creating a bond of relatability that few modern wrestlers manage to sustain. Fans gravitate towards wrestlers whose struggle feels authentic, and Liv Morgan embodies that to the fullest extent, constantly reminding viewers of resilience through her career setbacks and personal comebacks. Her aesthetic played a role, but not in the superficial way detractors often assume. Yes, her appearance, the platinum blonde hair, expressive eyes, edgy streetwear-inspired ring gear drew attention, but it was how she owned those visuals that kept fans captivated. Rather than fitting into outdated molds of what a diva should look like, Liv's style...
That was, I ain't gonna lie to you, the whole Liv trying to seduce Dominic shit was so fucking funny. That was some funny television, bro.
Echoed pop-punk, alternative culture, and rebellious individualism that WWE audiences, especially younger female fans, rarely saw represented with sincerity. She didn't posture as someone flawless or untouchable. Instead, her look matched her unpolished but magnetic personality, creating a consistency that fans respect far more than corporate polish. Over time, her mic skills, often considered a weakness in her early career, blossomed into passionate promos laced with vulnerability. Fans remember the way her voice cracked slightly when she declared her desire to succeed, not just for glory, but to prove she belonged. These weren't over-rehearsed speeches dripping with corporate jargon. They were messy, imperfect, and heartfelt in ways that felt almost too real for a WWE ring. That kind of emotional honesty is rare and refreshing in an environment where most characters stick rigidly to their alignment. Liv's refusal to be boxed in as either purely good or villainous reflected the messy complexity of real life, and fans clung to that. Another driving force behind her popularity is the sense of long-term investment her supporters feel. Morgan's ascent didn't happen overnight.
No, it
years,
didn't.
She toiled in the undercard, participating in multi-woman matches, fleeting tag teams, and forgettable storylines. Yet, despite limited booking, fans consistently reacted to her entrances and movesets with enthusiasm disproportionate to her on-screen prominence.
I think the best thing that really happened for her is her pairing up with Rhea, and then the story that they told with that. I think that's the best thing that happened for her, because it ultimately led her on the storyline path to get revenge, and I like that. In my opinion, that's the best thing that happened in her career, storyline wise. Because it really, even though she had a nice following of people that enjoyed her, her in-ring work at that time and characterization and her stories at that time, I think it worked even more, her being involved with Rhea, but it also made sense why she's going at Rhea, and then the whole Dominic storyline, it worked. It worked out, and I think this right here was really the making of something pretty good for her in the end.
There's a unique satisfaction that comes from backing someone before mainstream success arrives, and Liv Morgan's supporters wear their loyalty like a badge of honor. When she finally captured the SmackDown Women's Championship in 2022, the explosion of joy in arenas and online spaces wasn't just about the title win itself. It was a collective validation of years of unwavering support through leaner times. What's also critical to understanding her fan connection is her transparency outside the ring. Liv Morgan's social media presence stands out in an era where...
And even when she did win, I remember the initial pop was cool, but then she started getting boos. And I think it's because how they did it, how they rushed it, it didn't help her case. Because I thought it was cool. Oh, she beat Ronda. All right, cool. She cast in, cool. But then it didn't matter because she ended up losing it right back. Anyway, it didn't help her case. I think, like I said, her involvement with Rhea and then them revisiting that definitely helped her out even more, in my opinion. And you start to buy into her a little bit more. Because the whole Ronda thing, that was a stretch. That was a very huge stretch. No. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool moment. It was a moment for her. But I think the better moment is when she finally got her revenge on Rhea ultimately.
Where many wrestlers oscillate between strict kayfabe and overtly corporate posts. Her Instagram and Twitter feeds are populated with glimpses into her training routines, quirky hobbies, unfiltered selfies, and candid acknowledgments of both career highs and lows. She invites fans to celebrate her wins and empathize with her struggles, fostering a parasocial relationship that feels reciprocal rather than exploitative. This digital authenticity translates into stronger emotional investment whenever she steps between the ropes. Moreover, Liv's versatility has deepened her fan base's appreciation over time. She has seamlessly transitioned between singles competition and tag teams without losing character consistency, all while displaying a capacity to adapt her in-ring style. Fans appreciate wrestlers who evolve while staying true to their roots, and Liv's gradual incorporation of more aggressive moves, like her modified Codebreaker and Sunset Flip Powerbomb, reflected a narrative of growing confidence and competence. Her matches tell stories not just of physical contest, but emotional arcs, with fans riding the wave of near falls and comebacks as if they themselves were in the match. Liv's connection to the broader WWE Women's Evolution movement shouldn't be understated either. Even if she wasn't always spotlighted like contemporaries such as Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair, she represented the next generation's ethos. Athletic women with unique personas carving their own paths. For many fans, especially women who felt alienated by the hyper-glamorized divas era, Liv Morgan offered representation of strength, tenacity, and nonconformity. Her fan base comprises not just those who admire her wrestling skills, but those who see her as an embodiment of modern femininity that values complexity over perfection. The chemistry she develops with fellow performers has also expanded her appeal, whether as part of the Riot Squad or in rivalries against marquee names like Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Liv's ability to elevate her opponents emotionally resonates with fans who appreciate good storytelling. Her friendships and alliances feel grounded. Her betrayals and rivalries carry real weight. Fans notice when a performer makes others look better, and Morgan's generous selling and emotive reactions draw fans deeper into it.
She sells like $1 million. When she get hit with a move, she makes that face of it works because she sells it, so she's done a very good job of finding her lane with all these other mega stars and actually being able to seem like she belongs. And that's the thing. And I can appreciate that. Like, she does now genuinely feel like she belongs at the top of the card. People are clamoring to see her at the top of the card. I mean, just this past Elimination Chamber, she was the MVP. She was showing out in the Elimination Chamber, bro.
every narrative arc. Her vulnerability following losses is another underappreciated aspect of her connection with the audience. Rather than brushing off defeats or relying on cliched, heelish denial, Liv often leans into the disappointment and heartbreak of falling short. Fans admire athletes who wear their emotions openly, as it mirrors their own experiences of setback and failure. Morgan's ability to make even minor storylines feel like make-or-break moments speaks to her deep commitment to emotional storytelling, a skill that fans respect immensely, even if it doesn't always show up in highlight reels. The physical risks she takes in her matches have cemented her status as someone willing to sacrifice for fan entertainment. From brutal table spots to ladder match bumps, Liv Morgan consistently puts her body on the line.
She be taking some crazy bumps, bro.
Fans recognize and respect this risk-taking, especially because it contrasts against her relatively smaller stature. There's an inherent drama in watching someone perceived as undersized outperform expectations with grit and fearlessness. And Liv has mastered tapping into that dynamic without overplaying it. Her recent heel turn and alignment with the Judgment Day expanded her character depth in ways longtime fans celebrated. After years of portraying the scrappy underdog babyface, Liv's embrace of darker aesthetics and morally ambiguous actions showcased range that critics once doubted she possessed. Fans love growth arcs, especially when they don't feel abrupt or out of character. Morgan's shift into this new role felt earned, layered, and intriguing, reigniting fan interest while avoiding alienation of her core supporters who appreciated her initial persona. This rare balancing act between character reinvention and fan retention is a testament to her understanding.
And here's the thing, and we gotta give respect there. Respect to her. Once they added her into this mix with the Judgment Day, that was what the Judgment Day needed to get a little bit more spark. Once they added her to the mix of her just trying to weasel her way in, seduce her way in, get Dominic's attention, it was all part of the plan. Once they did that, I mean, bruh, people were looking forward to seeing what Liv was going to do this week to try to get Dom. You know, what she was going to do to try to get in the Judgment Day. She was a very great addition to the Judgment Day. We kind of knew Rhea and most likely Damien at the time, they were going to leave. This was a great addition. It made sense from a story standpoint. She wasn't out of place. Her addition to the Judgment Day was truly what they needed.
Of audience psychology. Beyond character work, Liv's passion for professional wrestling as a craft has always shown through in interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. Fans gravitate toward wrestlers who visibly love the business, and Morgan's joy is palpable, whether she's executing a match, cutting a promo, or simply interacting with her peers backstage. Her willingness to credit veterans and peers for their influence, combined with her consistent acknowledgement of fan support, cultivates goodwill that few performers maintain so effortlessly over extended periods. Her comeback story following injuries and career stalls only intensified the fan base's admiration. Persevering through sidelining setbacks and still emerging with renewed vigor communicates resilience that fans find inspirational. WWE audiences, particularly those who have followed the company through eras of flash-in-the-pan stars, appreciate longevity forged through grit more than manufactured invincibility. Liv's ability to weather career turbulence, all while maintaining her connection with supporters, is emblematic of the underdog archetype wrestling fans have cherished for decades. Morgan's mainstream crossover appeal, exemplified most recently with her casting in Bad Lieutenant Tokyo, has also boosted her standing among fans proud to see their favorite break into Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I think she's going away for filming a movie as well. Like her main event, well, not main event, but her appeal outside of wrestling is starting to grow even more. Like I said, she is literally becoming one of, I mean, you can say she's one of the top wrestlers, or top women, females in WWE right now. Because, heel or not, people love them some Liv Morgan. People loved Liv Morgan before. Now she's reached a bigger, more people are actually, bigger fans of her now than they were before in the past. Yeah, she's one of the top stars in the company at this point, bro.
While some stars' ventures outside WWE distance them from their roots, Liv's constant reassurance that wrestling remains her passion reassures fans rather than alienates them. This balancing act between crossover success and loyalty to the squared circle resonates deeply with audiences who worry about losing their favorites to other industries. Her real-life humility rounds out her magnetism. Accounts from fans who've met her at autograph signings, conventions.
Bro, that nigga Dom was folding every time. It's okay, Dom. It happens to the best of us.
And random encounters consistently highlight her kindness, patience, and attention. Liv Morgan's personal story of overcoming early life hardships adds another layer of resonance. Growing up in a working-class household and experiencing the loss of her father at a young age, her narrative is laced with real-world adversity that fans recognize as formative. Her frequent mentions of her family, especially her close relationship with her mother and siblings, remind supporters of the humanity behind the athlete. This transparency endears her to audiences who appreciate when performers acknowledge the personal stakes behind their ambitions. Her evolution as a role model for younger audiences has only amplified her popularity. While initially perceived as a niche favorite for hardcore fans, Morgan's trajectory, championing self-belief, embracing individuality, and rejecting perfectionism, has struck a chord with teenage fans navigating their own identities. Her encouragement of fan art, shout-outs to supporters, and interaction with young admirers reflect a gratitude that fans reciprocate in kind. Liv's involvement in community outreach and charity work, often done quietly without seeking publicity, resonates with fans who value athletes giving back. Whether visiting children's hospitals, participating in anti-bullying campaigns, or engaging in local initiatives, her behind-the-scenes contributions reflect sincerity that deepens fan respect. Supporters love stars who leverage their platform for good, especially when it feels motivated by genuine compassion rather than PR optics. The layered way in which Liv blends toughness and tenderness adds complexity that fans find refreshing. She can execute punishing offense one moment and display emotional vulnerability the next, creating an unpredictable but believable persona that fans remain invested in week after week. The balance between fiery determination and empathetic introspection makes her accessible to a broad demographic, from diehard wrestling purists to casual fans seeking relatable heroes. Her promos, especially in recent years, have evolved to emphasize storytelling over catchphrases, which resonates with audiences tired of overproduced scripts. By weaving her personal narrative into feuds, referencing past betrayals, lingering insecurities, or professional frustrations, Liv transforms even mid-card rivalries into emotionally charged contests. Fans appreciate performers who make every storyline matter.
Hey, this was a dope video, man. Liv, she deserves to be where she's at now. And this is why I'm one of those individuals where I can, say, hey, initially, I wasn't the biggest fan. But now, the past few years, been loving what they've done with Liv Morgan, loving the Revenge tour and how it all played out, loving her position in the company, and looking forward to seeing, what stories they have for her when she does come back. I mean, she's at the top. She's one of the top women wrestlers in WWE, and it works. Is she the best in ring technically? No, she's not, but she fits in a lane. Sometimes the best in ring technicians, are not always needed in programs. It's always good to have a person that has more character and charisma than the technical the technical ability. And she's improved, in my opinion, over the years with her in-ring work and how she meshes well with different opponents. And if anything, she has definitely improved in that front. So I'm not going to take anything away from her. I think her wrestling ability has increased for sure. But when it's all said and done, I do think, she has really been able to scratch and claw her way to where she's at now. So comment down below. Let me know what's your favorite Liv Morgan promo, favorite feud, favorite match from her. Let me know down below. I've already said her involvement with the Rhea Ripley situation and when she came back and from injury and did the Revenge tour stuff, that was it was just perfect. It was fantastic. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.